We are learning to use the recrafting pencil to improve our writing. Okay team, we're going to look at each of these things in the recrafting pencil and think about ways we can do these in our writing. Okay, so let's look at the first thing on our recrafting pencil. It says that we have to proofread our writing. So read in a quiet voice, is my message clear? So what you need to go and do is read all of your story first. Make sure the message is clear, that the reader knows all the things that you were thinking. You can't just assume that the reader's going to know everything. You have to tell them the things that you want them to know. And check in your plan that you've included the things in your plan in your story. Now you need to check, have you missed any punctuation? Have a look at your story again. Check that you have capital letters at the start of sentences and full stops at the end. Maybe you can have some things like some exclamation marks to add interest. You might even have speech marks if you have people talking. Make sure you've got all those punctuation things there. Now think about, have you missed any words? As you reread your story, you should have seen if you've missed any words. You might want to get someone else to read the story and see if there are any words missing. Sometimes when we read it thinking that it's going to be as we wanted it to be and not actually picking up on the mistakes. So getting someone else to read it is a good idea. The next thing to check is, have you missed any suffixes? Suffixes are endings on the end of words like s, did with ed, ing, ly, ly, or full like beautiful. Check that you have all those on the ends of words if you need them. The next one to check is underline any of your not sure words and look for the correct spelling. So using your red pen, you should have underlined any words that you weren't sure of, and then use your dictionary card to find out how to spell them correctly, or check with the teacher for the correct spelling. The next thing to do is to recraft your writing to make the message, your story, better. So think about, are there any places where you could add more detail? Maybe I could have some more detail in this part of my story here, where the princess and her husband come back. I could talk about what it's like for the husband living in the castle. Remember, he used to just be a farmer, so I could extend on that idea a little bit. Think about where you could add more detail. The next one to think about is, do you need to move any of your sentences or paragraphs to improve the flow of your writing? Your paragraph should be okay because we've used our hamburger plan, but you might need to move around some sentences. Think about the order that you want things to happen in your story. Are your sentences in that order? Next, have a look at your sentence beginnings. Are they varied? That means, are they different? So let's have a look at my sentence beginnings in my first paragraph. The first sentence starts with the word once. She, one, she. Maybe I could change this sentence beginning. I could say the princess instead of she again, because I've already used the word she once, and using it more than once makes it sound a bit repetitive. And my final thing to think about is there any unnecessary information that could be deleted? So when considering this, you might want to go back to your plan. It should only be in your story if you mentioned it in your plan. So only the things that you mentioned in your introduction should be in that first paragraph. Only the things you mentioned in this box should be in the second paragraph, in this box in the third paragraph, this box in the fourth paragraph, and this box in the final paragraph. Don't add any new information that's not in your plan into your story. Good luck with your editing.